Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we have the NA House Divided Campaign Server number 2 event for you. It should be a good one. Our first map here is the Eastwood Skirmish. You're getting an overview of that map right now, and now you're getting an overview of the Piper Farm. Both maps that are very open, but also have some condensed areas on the map. So with that being said, on the Union campaign, who's playing Confederate for both rounds, we have the 1st United States Sharpshooters, 17th Michigan, 83rd Pennsylvania, Hood's Division, 7th Massachusetts, 1st Virginia Cavalry, and the 42nd Pennsylvania, whereas on the Confederate campaign we have Sussy Brigade, we have Peach Corps, which consists of 13th and 24th Georgia, and the Army of Northern Virginia. With that being said, look at the NA House Divided campaign Discord in the description to get updates on the campaign. I hope you enjoy the event. Here we are with our first round on Eastwood Skirmish. Your team for today is myself as Guardian Eagle with Elite Taco, a man we haven't seen in a while. How you doing, Elite Taco?
Pretty good. Pleasure being back.
I'm glad to have you back for sure. So we have a lovely Eastwood Skirmish map. You also have Frontline Reporters. They're not on this call. Thank you to these regiments for allowing us to send a bot into their call and letting us track one of their screens. On the top left of your screen, you can see Denman's perspective. He's from the 5th North Carolina, playing as the USA, but they are the CSA campaign. On the top right of your screen, we have the USA campaign's perspective, playing as CSA. Cridaf from the Hood's Division is that perspective. So, Eastwood Skirmish. Generally, Union just needs to bunch up as one team and push one side. Confederates just can't let them take that corner or breach into the woods. That's Eastwood Skirmish for you. We have 5th NC and 1st of Maryland, and I see an A and B guy, but I don't see the rest of A and B. But 1st Delaware, and I see some 5th Florida. They're going to the right side here. We do have a couple Union going on the left, which is interesting. But here's the rest of the Union team. Confederate volley getting a couple kills there. Holy crap.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And Confederates have responded with their whole team being here. Union still trickling in over this way, which is kind of crazy. Quickly looking at numbers, United States has 15 more men right now than the Confederates. And they have 5 men on artillery, which are already getting some kills. You could barely see some redness there, but Union's not charging together. They're kind of spread out here. Most of the Unions going on the right is ANV, and part of Sussy is going down through the right side here. We can see that from our 5th North Carolinian perspective. The CSA campaign slamming into the corn there. Going down there at the end, though. We do have a Union group pushing this right side. It is 1st Delaware. I don't know what they're doing. That's interesting.
Maybe failed coordination there. Looks like they are kind of gaining some sort of ground there.
I mean, maybe. Yeah, I mean, they broke off from everybody and went there. Maybe it's more of a distraction. We do have some Union taking that corner, though. But Union is still holding strong here. They aren't breaking. Confederates are slowly getting defeated here. They're trickling in here and dying.
It's definitely what you don't want to see.
Oh. We got Hood up here. Hood's trying to get some stabs off. And misses and runs away. Oh, he died.
Oh, blasted there.
He did. This is a ticket farm for the Union right now. Wow. Because these Confederates just keep trickling in, and they're dying and skirmishing and out of line.
Artillery shot. Killing absolutely nobody.
Huge. But yeah, Union getting a sizable force on this corner. This is kind of crazy, right? Earlier today in the European Grand Campaign, we saw Eastwood Skirmish. They did the same thing. They pushed this side of the map. Historically, we've seen Union go up top here. Maybe the meta's changing, but I find it interesting.
I mean, if it works, right?
Yeah, I mean, because once Union gets a control of this, they can go through the corn, complete cover, and get full access to the woods and the point. And they can have nice shots up top. And speaking of which, who was up here?
Yeah, looks like they completely abandoned that right side, too.
Yeah, Confederates falling back for the most part. You do have guys up front. The 83rd Pennsylvania is charging in. I don't know why they're charging in here. See, from our Confederate perspective here, They do have a guy up there, suppressed, unsurprisingly though, and this is again, this is just a ticket farm for the Union.
It's very interesting that they're deciding to trickle in. Most games with respawn mechanics, you want to come in full force, but yet you see group after group just come in and get killed, and it's not looking good.
Yeah, no, the Union doesn't even need to do anything because Confederates are trickling in group by group by group, and they're all dying. The Confederates got to be close to engage.
That fence extends past through there, right? They're like, so they have to go through the corn, hop the picket fence to even stab at the Union. So they're in a really good spot.
Yeah, Union's hopping up and over too, which doesn't really matter as much as defenders being out of line, but oh wow. Yeah, more Confederates are still trickling in. You got a flag coming in now. And more Confederates are coming. Confederates are so desperate to hold this corner, but they have a nice stone wall here. Sure, it might be worse and you might not be able to see where the Union's coming from, but this is just a ticket farm and a ticket drain.
I think what they need to do is they need to kind of recognize what's happening, stop going in piecemeal, and coming in at full force. Commit to the fight, but not piecemeal.
It could also be, right, that the Confederates, in terms of the campaign, I did not go to coordination because I was doing some other things. Maybe the Confederates are just trying to deal as much casualties as possible to wipe a peace. I don't know. Which is maybe why they're doing this, but in terms of just without even a campaign in mind, this is just an interesting maneuver. I don't know how the Confederates aren't hitting. I don't know. I guess it hasn't been too long since the match has started.
Sergeant Jizzy says, right in front of us. Like that was a surprise.
So,
and there they go.
Confederates hitting engaged here. And missing, but a lot of the charges have seemed to stop. Most of the Confederates have been repelled here. Yeah, the HD part of them is holding back. No, the flag. Pick that flag up and go.
Flag.
Sergeant.
No.
Get away with the flag. Run away. Run away. They're trying to kill it. You can hear them shout. But he's going to get away. Oh, what?
Go for the other flag. And that's another 5 tickets.
They team killed their guy there, too. They just volleyed right into that.
Acceptable casualties, right?
Of course. I mean, all things considered, an out-of-liner for the defenders is more of a percentage of their tickets than an attacker's out-of-line, so...
I'll always be with you, buddy.
I guess that's a net gain. But yeah, Confederates now holding back, realizing they've lost that corner. We do have a Confederate force. There's a Union force there as well. Maybe trying to see if they can get some Confederates up here to kill them. But it's the 83rd Pennsylvania that's hitting this corner over here, I think, is 5th North Carolina. You can see that from our view on the top.
They don't have a single soul looking in that direction either.
The Union or the Confederates?
The Union. Oh, they're moving now.
Yeah. I'm kind of surprised they didn't move up there earlier unless they were repositioning at that time. Union beginning to push up into the woods here. We have A and B being aggressive. I love to see that. And we have 5th Florida pushing up here as well. Union now hitting engage. Only a couple minutes after, a minute or two after. So they're actually surprisingly close.
More reinforcements coming up.
Yeah, they are. The fighting, it's just shooting. We can see quickly from our Union player perspective, they pretty much push the Confederates out of that area. Pretty good job. They're having a good time up there. Back over here, though.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what's going on the other side of the map, too, with that little...
Yeah, Union, the 5th North Carolina pushed them off. Union might... Never mind. Union should win this if they clump up here. A and V, a lot of groups, just a lot of different
they're
teams.
In melee.
Not a lot of Union, though. Union's kind of spread here, trickling. can see from our Confederate Frontline Reporter view here, just the melee is going crazy in that woods. And as we can see, Union's actually got a decent line forming up right now.
Group led 5 of them, 5 of them, 6. Whole line of them coming southwest.
So, Union trying to continue being aggressive, but that charge or their pushing might not last them much longer. They don't have a lot of men here. They also have, I don't know why they're sitting back in the corn. Maybe, oh, it's the flags, just getting men in. Making sure they don't lose the flags.
Got the rob, sir.
Again, you see those people coming in piecemeal 1 or 2 at a time. That's more detrimental than it is just to wait for your buddies. And especially, well, it's really difficult when you're on the ground to see situations like this, right? I mean, in their minds, they're trying to get back to their unit. They're trying to get back into the fight. But in reality, you see, they just get wiped.
Yeah, no.
Lose more tickets.
5th North Carolina shifting to that superior corner position. Hopefully no more Union goes up there. Oh, we have a chase.
Oh, there it is.
Who's being chased? Our 1st Maryland guy is being chased by a 42nd PA guy.
Ooh,
Also, HD guy's trying to get the flag. He gets the flag. Oh, nice kill there. Oh, he misses.
He missed. He got the flag, though.
Oh, they got 1 stab off. I think he's going to get away, though.
That's still 1 more out of line with that flag, though.
Yeah, oh, we have someone else getting the flag. I think he's going to get it.
He's going to get away.
Yeah.
They need to consolidate again at this position before they get pushed off by that superior Confederate force up there.
I don't think the Confederates are going to push out, though. Because of how bad they got whooped earlier.
That's true. I'm seeing a lot of... of course, I'm not part of the HDC anymore, but most of the time it's the Union playing more reactive and passive than the Confederate team being more aggressive. And that's not, I guess the campaign, Confederate and Union.
Yeah, the CSA campaign is on Union, and the Union campaign is on CSA for both of these rounds. So...
Get on this line right here on this cobble.
You love to see that aggression there. It's better to be a proactive than reactive, right?
Yeah, especially as the attackers. Maybe they're going for a pre-cap here. Maybe they're just trying to bait them out. Yeah, all of Union needs to form around the same area if a charge happens, but they are
spread out.
Yeah, they're going in on point right now. We do have these Union rambles. I think they're maybe trying to get a flag. Confederates are shifting through the woods to engage, and now point-blank shooting as being we could see from the 5th North Carolinian perspective. That's what they see right now. Absolutely beautiful. Suppressed as heck. And now A and V just slamming into the 83rd, taking casualties, but also dealing a decent amount as well. And the Union Caps counterattack begins.
Can they hold?
I don't know. I mean, we saw them hold earlier in the game at that corner position, but they had a really good position on point here. I mean, you really only have this spot, and the Confederates can just flank you through the corner if they want. So it can be hard to defend this point, but it's not impossible. And even if the Union lose, they can just fall back to this snake fence here and just put lead into the Confederates.
They're just... Maybe they're gathering for a charge, or...
So 5th NC pulls back the moment they're switching places with the 5th Florida. So, but we have A and B up here. We have 1st Delaware behind them. On the point is 1st Maryland. We saw 5th NC move back and 5th Florida pull up here. And on the far right...
At arm's length with their musket fire.
We have... 13th Georgia, and I see 24, so maybe that is Peach Corps. Peach Corps is here. So, and now the Floridians are charging into the Confederates here. You can see from our Confederate frontline reporter.
On the other side, they're charging too.
He goes down. But yes, they are charging in on that side. It's... Maybe they're just trying to kill their own tickets because they know they're ahead. and make sure Confederates can't go up as many. Confederates taking losses here. You can see from our Union perspective, he's in the melee, getting in there, and eventually going down. So Union actually did win this in the end.
You see the 4 or 5 Confederate go chase off that flag and come back to
Almost at friendlies. Yeah. Union winning that charge, and Union still, yeah. Union might actually be able to hold this.
We got 9 minutes, 30 seconds, and everybody's spawning in.
That is true, so there's still plenty of time for stuff to happen. But, yeah, I don't know, actually, the Confederates won.
Nice.
What's your name? I'll make sure you get a proper reward.
Bob.
They won. Confederates won in the end. But Union still having these firm positions. Let's see what the Confederate positioning is right now. So you have HD holding up on the fence, getting reloads, getting ready. You have more of HD. I think it's just guys trying to get the flag and return them. You have 83rd with some HD guys holding in the middle. More HD moving this way. I say HD in general, but there's a lot of regiments within HD that I'm just not saying. I just see the HD tags. We have 7th Massachusetts pushing up that way, and then we have 42nd PA forming up on the fence there. So we've seen about a minute go away so far since the charges have really ended here. I think this is 1st Maryland or 1st Delaware. It's 1st Maryland with, yeah, just 1st Maryland, and the rest of the Union is holding up here. I think they're trying to bait him out, and then if they were to recap point, just shoot lead into point, because they're going to get so many kills by doing this. Confederates beginning to consolidate their forces, and they're beginning to move towards the point, as they should. Are they charging in?
I'm having some thoughts of charging in.
I don't know. They're double clicking. A lot of those guys are surviving those shots by the Union. But is the 83rd Pennsylvania, and Union is falling back instantly. So it looks like Union wants to draw them out, start dealing some casualties, and then once they recap, deal more casualties. We can see from the Union perspective what that looks like. I mean, someone just smoked. They just have free shots on the point here. Confederates in mass getting on point. Union taking losses. That's probably not too much of a concern. A and V here is trying to get some flanking shots here. It should be a field bait.
Oh, that's beautiful. Oh no, they're getting flanked themselves too.
Yeah.
Just getting white.
See the Confederate view right there. They were right next to them, so easy shots. But now Union's beginning to charge in. This is interesting. I'm surprised they didn't just hold the point right away. This tide looks very close. Union's gonna win the far side there.
So close.
It is. Oh wow. Points going in favor of the Union. I think Union won this charge.
You got a few more stragglers to stab off, including the flag guy.
Confederates are hitting breaking now in the counterattack. So 6 minutes left. So Confederates would hit final push in their last stage. Union would hit last stand. Union could hit last stand in this counterattack here. But Confederates would obviously hit final push first. So I'm intrigued to see if the Union will try to hold this for 5.5 minutes. Once they hit breaking, I think they should fall off, especially after winning this charge. because you know you can beat them in a melee.
Well, it's unfortunate for them.
Come back to the fence.
Zapstar is great.
No, he's probably my favorite.
Zapstar, is there anything you'd like to say for the camera?
Fall back to the fence, boys.
The dead seed, fall back to the stake fence.
True wisdom. It looks like 1st Maryland is holding up here. I see some AMV guys still there, but majority of the Union is pulling back to where they were.
Using some defense in depth strategy, or elastic defense. Right? You come at this strong force, you fall back to a stronger position.
Yeah. I mean, I was a little skeptical of them being able to win a charge after shooting a lot of their shots and then going that far over the point, but they won, so I can't complain. Most of the Unions trying to get back there as quickly as they can, and Confederates are prepared to push again.
Taking that left flank as well.
Yes, they are. You can hear no longer corn, it's point. And 1st Maryland falls back almost instantly. They're probably... Oh, that's probably what they're doing. They're shooting them down for a minute and then going in so that they can kill more of them. We see the 42nd PA, though, getting on the flank here. Getting shots off. This might make it a little harder for the Union to charge. They can't charge across the open like they did last time. But they did send 2 prongs last time, so maybe we'll see the 5th NC charge the 42nd there and the rest of the Union charge point. We do have a couple Union Rambos in the back.
Oh, he just dropped the flag. What are they? What?
Oh,
Hello?
Oh, we got another one.
More coming.
Oh, we got another one. Oh my goodness. Finally got
Oh
him.
my goodness.
That took a while. Union's not gonna charge it out. They're probably gonna wait for them to recap. Union's gotta be close to breaking. So they'll just do that. They'll knock them down the breaking pretty quickly and then push
He's
and win.
still, that Rambo's still there. He finally made it back to friendly lines.
Oh, Frankie wants this kill. Come on, Frankie.
Nice one.
So both sides are taking losses. Confederates just got to fall back here. Confederates just need to pull back to their spawn.
Artillery missing again?
Oh
Beautiful.
boy, yeah. Come on, the guys, what you doing? But Confederates need to avoid casualties right now.
They're pulling back.
They are.
Trying to consolidate.
They are. One possible thing the Confederates could do is they could sit back at their spawn and force the Union to cap the point. Since it's hard for Union to kill you back at your spawn. We do have these guys. It's just a mix of rebels that are still getting their reloads and stuff. 5th Florida pushing forward here. Popping shots at these last couple of Rambos here. We have more of Union up and over in here. The 1st Maryland. Confederates want to hold point. I guess when they retook the point, they went back up to relatively even tickets. Confederates could push the Union down the final push as a strategy to win, but Union has more tickets, so they'd have to deal a lot more damage. Just the inevitable wait till breaking. Union artillery overshooting again.
Looks like Union's sending a force to the corn.
They are trying to get behind them, surprise them. It is the A and V. Not surprised there at all. What are the Confederates doing? Maybe they're just trying to get some kills so that they can try to push Union the final push. We'll cut back here in a moment, but A and V is now being charged by 1st Maryland and I think 5th Florida as well. This is going to knock someone to breaking. Union's going to lose this charge.
Not reacting fast enough. Maybe.
So you have some early skirmisher charges. Ah, I'm surprised no one. Where'd A and V? A and V is now going into the back. We see more Union pushing up the top of the hill. I want to see what A and V is doing first, though. A and V is just taking some pop shots. You see first VA Cav there with Preacher. And now the Confederates hit breaking. These guys being up there are huge because it allows the Confederates to reform on point. Union can't charge as a whole team right now, or else they get flanked.
And they got to deal with that force there before.
So I think Union's going to come on top in the end of this. Let's cut over to ANV here. See how much damage they're doing. They are now charging into the Palmetto sharpshooters. Sorry if I butchered that. And the
Sounds like a Bardrick almost. The Palmetto. Palmetto. Like Palmetto.
Yeah, I think it's Palmetto. Palmetto. But they hold there, but Union beginning to charge out on point. You can see from our Union frontline reporter view that fighting on point is happening. He gets destroyed by a shot. So Union claimed the top there.
Ooh, and their Union's on breaking too.
Yeah. And Union's going to... Confederates actually holding the point. This Confederate group that charged up here did a pretty good job. They're holding point. They did a fantastic job. So both sides hitting breaking. Union hitting it a little later than the Confederates. But well done to the Confederates for not letting the Union cap the point when they're at breaking. We'll see when they hit last stand, though. Union's probably just going to shoot him down the last stand. Or maybe they're just waiting for all these guys to form up and then go to point. We actually do have Confederates charging out, seeing an opportunity to get some free tickets. It is the HD here charging out the 5th floor. I think it's 5th Florida. Yep. A lot of Union now consolidating here too, and now they're going to get some kills. So Confederates tried to get some kills there. They got a couple, and then they took a couple when retreating. From this view, I think Union should charge the point, but they probably don't. They don't know that the Confederates are so spread out right now. But for now, it really just looks like the Union's just going to sit here and just shoot the Confederates for a while. So, yeah. Let's see here. So, Union just keeping shots going on the Confederates. Confederates are really spread out. I don't know if they're trying to avoid casualties or something, but for now, it's a slugfest. I don't know if the Confederates are trying to save tickets. If they are, I don't know why they are. Oh, yeah, because they're at breaking. I'm dumb.
That's all right.
Yeah. Oh, wow, you can see that. Wow, it's kind of cool. Yeah, I'm intrigued. Maybe they are just trying to avoid casualties, but if you... Yeah, I guess if you have more bodies...
Oh,
then,
Union charging in.
Yeah, there they go. Probably just trying to reform there. It is A and V and 5th NC pushing into the point here.
Flags down. Oh.
Union should... Union's not winning on point yet. There's still a decent amount of Confederates over this way.
Keeping point, boys. Hold.
And now Confederates are countercharging into the point here.
This could be the make it or break it decision here.
It could indeed be. You see from our Confederate player perspective, he's getting some kills, charging back out there. But the combat is so close here still. More Confederates pouring in. Are more Union going to pour in? My Union's kind of sitting out here.
On that flank.
Union could have done a lot better there. They could have won a lot sooner, gotten ready to hold that charge a lot sooner, but Confederates are able to hold. We have Peach Corps holding out here, and then behind them is 1st Maryland. I don't know why 1st Maryland's now charging in. They are so outnumbered on point. Confederates at last stand. Union's going to hit final push shortly. So for those of you who don't know, in last stand, meaning if you die before last stand is hit, you could spawn in. But once last stand is hit, you cannot spawn in. If you die after last stand, you can no longer spawn back in. So Confederates have 1 life left. And Union is mass reforming onto the point here. If I were Confederates, I think we just won that charge. We need to charge and be aggressive, knock the Union to final push before they can reconsolidate and only have guys die in formation.
I think you're correct there, but I don't think it's going to happen, judging by this. Yeah, they've just been playing super passive, super reactive all game long. Yeah, no. At this point, all the Union has to do is just hold them at arm's length away and just shoot at them. You know, their lives are worth more than they were 5 minutes ago. So.
Yeah, Union can just keep shooting them down until they hit final push and then just charge and don't stop charging because your tickets don't matter at that point. We have a Confederate group shifting to the Confederate left. I think they're just holding up against the corn here. It's Preacher and his men. They're going after. Oh my. They want to push into final push. Oh, they're going to get an out-of-line kill here.
No!
Preacher wants his final push.
Why are all these out-of-line deaths just...
We ain't paying no fucking terror. I ain't paying no goddamn terror.
There he goes.
There he goes. Not as effective as you'd like to see, but what more can you do if you're only sending one group at a time to a well-fortified position?
Exactly. Yep, that's all the Confederates that are left. Yeah, no. Union hasn't the final push yet. This game is basically done.
They got 20 minutes just to sit back and take their shots.
What do we have here? Mr. Wolf here. What's he gonna do?
Where's Miracle? I'm spanking. I'm gonna find him. Jump the road. Purple, quit simping over 83rd. Find Miracle. Get that off.
Kill this guy.
Shut your bitch ass up!
I got it.
Keep going.
So 5th NC is going to the far right. I think they're just gonna go around here. Hit him from the side. Yeah, this is just the slow.
Him on the side. Where exactly are they going? They're
They
taking
are-
a road trip.
Yeah, they're taking the scenic route of Eastwood Skirmish here.
They know the enemies in Last Stand, or
I don't know. Maybe they're just covering. Maybe they think that their rebels might be hiding out here, like Preacher and his guys just going through the corn. Maybe that's just what they're trying to do.
I mean, they're partially right. There is a guy. There's a guy in the corner.
Guy. And now, yeah, here we go.
Yep. And here is the final push.
Hey, 5th Fort is going to the right there.
I think the cannon artillery. Oh, hit a tree.
Hit a tree.
Close. Close. I've seen it all night.
And this should do it for the Confederates.
Yeah.
Wow, we're going all the way to Richmond. Elite Taco, your thoughts for this round?
I've been saying my thoughts a lot over this round. I think the Union team just was simply more aggressive and proactive in their attack, and the defending team being more passive. You see time and again, Union's going for attack and a solid punch, and the Confederate team just sitting back, letting them have it, or just not doing nothing. There were times where they should have charged. There were times they should have killed everything, but they.
Very good. Yeah, no, I'll just say that Union was aggressive. It was good. They kept up the aggressiveness. They capped point, forced the timer to go down, forced the tickets to go down. Well, not forced timer to go down, but forced tickets. So
They played this map right. I mean, there's a few things they could have done better, but they won.
Yeah, for sure. And that being said, we'll see you in the second round. Here we are with the second round. Piper Farm here. Looking at our numbers here, we can see they're 121 to 105. They tried to do some quick balancing once the round started, but it's such a short notice. So we might see numbers sift throughout the battle. We will see. But for now, in terms of the Union push, we have ANV up in front on the far left. We have Peach Corps pushing on the right. Right of the ANV, rather. We still have guys at spawn. And then we have 1st Maryland, 5th Florida going to the far right. In terms of the Confederate defense, we have HD holding out on the cannons here and having some artillerymen. We have 83rd and the 7th Mass holding on the fence there. Historically, the Union strategy is to go up to that stone wall like you see they're doing right now, push down this fence, and hit this position. Confederates are usually all bunched up here, but as you can see, they're a little more spread out. They're way over here instead. We missed this group. It is 42nd PA and 17th Michigan. Again, on the top left of your screen, you have the CSA campaign view from 5th North Carolina, and on the top right of your screen, you have the USA campaign view through the HD as is playing CSA on this map. So
Very interesting.
yeah, I think Confederates.
What? What?
This is interesting. Okay, so I spawned in Union, so I get Union out of bounds.
Down the road. Make it quick. Go. On the line.
So this road's out of bounds.
They're rolling out to shoot.
Yeah, they are. I mean, what is the view from this shot? I mean, it'll be kind of hard to see with the out of bounds here. That's wow. They can kind of see those guys on the right.
One or two, maybe.
Yeah, that's actually really, really interesting. They're pulling back, and if the Union's going to want to deal any casualties, they got to push them. But the only problem with that is they're so far away from the point, Union can just cap, and then they'd have to come out. And as you can see, they're now coming out.
They're leaving that whole left side almost uncontested too. The bulk of the Confederates on that left-hand side.
Wait. I need y'all to focus.
They're taking the shots. Union has a nice little defilade. We're going to see another Union violet. See how effective that is before going to the other side. Oh, they got to shoot. They miss.
Who are they going to shoot?
They miss. Unless they were shooting at something else that I wouldn't
Oh, look
see.
at that. Union's pushing that left-hand side where it's completely undefended. And
It's the 5th NC sharpshooters. Wow, this is going to be a quick cap. Confederates are now pushing up to those rocks to get better shots. Again, Union's still in that defilade, so they do have very nice cover. But we have 7th Mass holding up on the hay bales, taking shots. 83rd and back. This will be, oh no. Oh, Union's turned the cannons around. Oh, no, I thought this was a Union artillery dude. That'd be pretty funny.
Petite, my nigga.
Alright, good job, man.
Stuck on you like a
Petite has single-handedly taken out the Confederate artillery. Union capping, not surprising here.
oh,
And Confederates have to readjust to take back the point.
they're being worse than reactive. They're just don't know if nobody's communicating or what.
I mean, it appears they're communicating because they're moving together. I just think their plan at the beginning allowed the Union to cap and secure this right side here, because they can use these caissons and trees as covered in the orchard. So it's a very interesting strategy. But the counterattack is 20 minutes long. Confederates have plenty of time to operate. I don't know why they aren't going out for the point right now. Because I don't know if they're ahead or behind on tickets. Oh, there's charging over here.
I haven't really seen much combat besides these charges.
Oh,
Countercharge.
You countercharge assumes you're winning, though. People say you countercharge way too much, in my opinion. But yeah, Confederates sweep 5th, not 5th NC, 5th Florida and 1st Maryland.
I mean, I guess they wiped a team. Good job.
Yeah. The Confederate left is secure.
Brilliant.
But Confederates,
Oh, they're turning their guns around. Look at
just vibing with them. Again, I don't know why the Confederates are being so slow to retake the point. I don't know if they're trying to do casualties so they draw this out or what. But the problem is if you're trying to get as many tickets back as possible from the attackers, you need to do that sooner than later. Because the longer this goes, you kill more of the attackers. You can't regain as much tickets when you retake the point. And you only regain tickets if you have less tickets, by the way.
I mean, they're still at battle ready.
Yeah.
17 minutes left on the... Oh, okay. I don't know if that's just decay or them actually moving in.
That's decay. Yeah, there's no Union there. I don't. Confederates could just send like 3 men out and they'd recap this point. But actually, I think Confederates. I don't know. Confederates might be ahead in tickets because of that charge over there.
Yeah.
But even if they are ahead, this is allowing the clock to be stopped and people to take casualties. Probably not a lot, but every little bit counts. Especially at the end of the game.
Sending more men to that left-hand side.
Yeah, so let's quickly go through Union groups again. We have A and V here with 5th North Carolina. I saw some 1st Maryland guys there as well. 5th Florida is pushing up here with the 1st Delaware. And then we have the Peach Corps holding here. Being very aggressive is the 42nd and part of HD and 17th Michigan. They are going to get some flanking shots here on the Peach Corps. See how effective
look at that inflicting fire. Oh, Lord. Oh.
Everyone that was to the left, like the left side died. Pretty good volley. Up top, though, I know we have more of HD, the 83rd and 7th Mass. Yeah. So I want to quickly look at numbers one more time. Nope, it's still not balanced. But that's perfectly, I mean...
Well, dislodged them, forced them to fall back. That's good, right?
We got an 18-man imbalance. Yeah, that was beautiful. Peach Corps is only down to a couple of men here. Their first VACAF. I'd love to see it.
Uncharacteristically aggressive of the Confederates today.
The CSA campaign or the Confederates defending the map?
The Confederates defending the map, right?
Yeah, they are. I mean, they're not being aggressive. Like, yes, they are pushing towards the Union, but it's not like they're charging this. They're not charging that, right?
No, but what they did there, what they needed to do, right?
That's true.
They were aggressive when they needed to be, and it paid off for them.
I'm intrigued to see if the Confederates try to be even more aggressive here, but Confederates are on the point. You can see those flags there. They are recapping. A and B pushing forward to engage them. We're about a fourth of the way through the counterattack. More Union beginning to push up to help the A and B.
They really don't need to be that aggressive on this map either. I mean, you got that stone wall they can hold, and of course I say that, and here comes that
They're gunning the point.
They're... Huh.
5th NC and charging in here. You can see from our frontline reporters' perspective, he's getting some stabs off. You can see all that Confederate that is now slamming in here to the Union. And they are recapping it. Is any more Union moving in? A and V is now beginning to move into this. Union coming from the stone wall as well. Not all of them. Oh, this is just a mess.
Oh boy, they look like little ants, don't they?
Yeah, they
Scattering all over
do.
the place.
Jeez.
Interesting decision to see them instead of charging the defensive position to just correct to their right oblique and enter the melee.
Both sides seem engaging. See our Confederate player. He's not in the fight yet, but he's getting very, very close. Ooh. Union prevailing. Both sides hitting engaged. So the counterattack continues. I mean, again, Union is outnumbering the Confederates by a decent amount. But it's... Does the Union have 18 guys here? Let's count. That's definitely more than 18. I don't know.
Probably like 13.
Yeah. So, Union doing what they need to do.
The question is, can they hold up to the wave of Confederate reinforcements that are showing up?
Yeah, Confederates need to go. I think the only chance Confederates have at this is to push the Union into last stand because the point is flipped. I don't know about recapping because, right, I think we'll see what happened last map if they try to recap and hold like they did last time. I mean, 40 minutes engaged is not good. That's 40 minutes to go to breaking in last stand. And Union are now falling back, probably to avoid that. They made sure they had the point all the way capped, and now they're pulling off of it. Confederates not pushing in, though. They're reforming their original positions, which is interesting. Yeah, I really don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what the Confederates are thinking. You have any thoughts on what the Confederates are thinking?
I think this map kind of rewards a more passive play than a more aggressive one from the defenders, right? I say that now, but here comes the 42nd again going in for the sweep.
I mean, but...
I mean, they could be thinking... I don't know. It's...
I don't know. But then again, there is the campaign that they're playing, and so they might be playing things for the campaign. But Union's moving down here. They're gonna... Oh, boy. Better run! Yeah, so Peach Corps is reforming on here. They should have nice shots here on the Confederates. Drop that flag. There they go.
There it is.
Oh, will that guy be able to get away?
Probably.
Yeah. So Union beginning to push up really far over there, and Union really spread out here in the middle. Just probably making sure that point is capped. It's 1st Maryland doing 1st Maryland things up here. Is this and oh, it's 5th North Carolina. But yeah, I think 42nd is trying to flank Peach Corps again. But Peach Corps, they learn and adapt. And they have flanking men now. So that they can't do what they're about to do. These guys should have really nice shots. Are they? Oh, no, don't fall back. No! No! They could have held them. Oh, we're about to witness.
That is...
Oh, well, maybe they're just trying to avoid ticket loss so they don't go down too much. Make sure they're still ahead of the Confederates. Because, right, we saw the Confederates hit engage after the Union, meaning Confederates are ahead on tickets. Maybe they're just trying to avoid ticket loss at this point.
That makes sense, yeah.
But, I don't know. I think they would have been able to deal a lot of damage if they just shifted their guys on the bat and flanked them.
And
right
they're
into
still
them.
out in the open there. Look at that.
Yeah. So, counterattack is halfway done. Halfway to go. 9.5 minutes. 40-second PA is shifting backwards, and right as they do that, Peach Corps comes back out.
like a door, right?
Yeah.
I don't know why they're falling back after taking.
Actually, that's 5th Florida. My apologies. The 40-second PA.
Yeah, they were. I mean, they were still in the open, but just commit to something. Whether you're wrong or you're right, just commit.
I think they were just looking for some easy tickets, and then pulling back before they get wiped in the open field. That old shot. So, Peach Corps and 5th Florida holding on. These Confederates not even trying to retake the point. Wonder if Confederates moving over this way. For the 40-second PA, they have shifted from one side of the fight to the other, engaging the 5th North Carolina. They took their shots and now they're charging in.
And they're falling back.
I really wonder if... I really wonder if this has something to do with the campaign. I wish I did cord, but you can watch the coordination in the description. I'm pretty sure it'll be there. I'm pretty sure someone streamed that if you're interested in seeing things in greater context. We'll also probably figure out during the post-game interview. But now ANV is charging in here. I am intrigued to why the 5th NC fell back and now ANV is charging in. Maybe trying to bait them out. Bait them to charge more, but they did not really take the bait. They kind of did. And now ANV and 1st Delaware are just steamrolling. They aren't stopping either.
They're steamrolling, but they're falling back. I mean, to that stone wall.
Oh boy, there's gonna be a bloodbath. See anything from here? Yeah, let's see. This is a ticket farm. Yeah, Union pulling back. They're not winning that.
No, not at all. That was an excellent bait.
Yeah, I think Union tried to bait, but then Confederates, I don't know if they were trying to bait, but they baited Union, and now they're charging out.
Reminds me of an episode of JoJo.
So Confederates are now charging out to the point, realizing this is probably the best opportunity they have after wiping some of Union in that mini charge. Might be able to retake it here. Honestly, they'll probably will.
It's like a war match at this point.
Confederates have been taking losses. They'll go back up to engage in a moment. So Union's back ahead in terms of tickets. The Union is moving in to help out their friendlies that were being charged. They're going to win over here. There's still a lot of time left on the point. 13th Georgia slamming in here to this Confederate force. The big thing with those blobs is you got to hit T. Union countercharging from behind.
Here it comes.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the point is still... It's still in contention. Union still has a chance to try to hold this if they want. And they will charge in now.
I say, at this point, you've held the point for, what, 15 minutes? Not 15 minutes, but 5 minutes. You might as well hold on the other 5.
Yeah, no. They've been holding it on for 14.5 minutes now.
14.5 minutes.
More Union now charging in from their spawn. It is the ANV. They're going to win.
Union also just hit taking losses, so maybe you're right. Maybe everybody's got less tickets now. Slightly ahead, though.
Yeah. Union's...
The guy did flips.
He did a flip!
Do a flip!
So 5 minutes left in this counterattack. We've gone 3/4 of the way through this counterattack. I really don't know. Union's still forming up. They're beginning to move out right as the Confederates slam in here. I think Confederates might be able to retake this. Yeah, they should.
Let's see how aggressive they want to get. See if they push them out through the corn or.
So some Confederates are moving up here. These deaths don't matter for the Confederates because they're gonna regain these out of lines, assuming they're behind, which they are behind, because we saw Union hit taking losses after the Confederates. Was that Union artillery? Does Union have artillery on this map? Numbers are balanced. Now I think someone on Union left.
They have
three guys on artillery. Where is their artillery? So Confederates
I think they get,
retake it.
2 pieces on the road somewhere. Maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking of another map. Oh, there they are.
What the heck? I've never known this. Look at that Confederate out there. What are you doing? Wow. 5th Florida guys.
You know something funny I could do?
Oh, God.
I could shoot this right at the ground, it'll bounce off, and then it'll arc into the battlefield.
As funny as that would be, I don't think I would approve of it.
I want howitzers, damn it.
Maybe we'll get him. Maybe.
Is that what cannoneers do the entire time? Is that why Savvy hates them so much?
The thing is with artillery is you need to be 40 seconds. I don't like this, especially at taking losses. I liked it earlier during the counterattack because your tickets didn't matter as much, but this,
that's
you
just
can just farm over tickets.
Wide open, clumped up. Yeah.
The reason against artillery is you have 3 guys on it. Artillery is that far away. If no one on the Union is spotting for you, you're just kind of shooting and like trying to see if you hit. You might get red mist, but for all we know, that could mean your shell went through someone and exploded completely randomly, but just because that shell hit that person, the red mist is there. I tried using hand motions there, but you guys can't see me, so I don't know why I did that. Oh my goodness. But yeah, artillery, yeah. It depends on the map. It depends on who's on it. It depends how skilled they are. That's a lot of it. And how many men are on artillery? Which 3 men on artillery isn't the worst thing in the world. 1
being an officer.
Yeah, so not the worst thing in the world. So Union beginning to push forward here. Union's probably going to shoot them down to breaking, but 1st Maryland is going to start the pre-cap here. A good plan. We have more Union pushing out this way. We have A and V pushing out. Oh, these are some easy kills. I don't know why Confederates are doing artillery here. They're not even trying to hold over here. If you're going to do artillery, join those guys. They have a lot of guns. Actually, are they using up? They aren't even using a lot of the guns they could use. Of course, like that's also a risky position, but at least you have infantry there. I think this is Peach Corps is beginning to move out to be aggressive.
Just load some canister, and when they do stuff like that, blam.
It's 5th NC and 5th Florida here.
Swing around, boys.
You can see 5th NC is the first group to slam into the Confederate force. They're gonna die. And now 5th Florida is slamming into this force. And they are going to die.
In the danger zone, definitely.
But it's going to allow... Are these guys capping? No, I don't think they're... They're not capping.
Shortly by murdering them.
Interesting. You gonna get that flag away? Wait, is he running sideways? Oh, it kind of looked like it from a distance. But Doug does have a flag. So, yeah, now Union's beginning to cap. 1st Maryland. I know, just a guy's running. He's ramboing. Oh, he's gonna get this kill.
Just wanted to look.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Look.
Get out here. I'll beat your
I just wanted to look. No.
He just wanted to look, guys. Bus is amazing. I mean, Hans, sorry. Sorry, Hans. But yeah. 35.5 minutes left. Both sides taking losses. I really think 1st Maryland should pre-cap.
Look at the precarious position
Of the Union or the...
of the Confederates, of both teams. To be honest, I just wanted to say precarious position because that's
it's a fancy
such
word.
a cool thing. It's a really cool thing to say. It just rolls right off the tongue.
It does. Union hitting breaking. Confederates got to be close. 1st Maryland, you need to pre-cap. So yeah, it's probably because of that 5th NC 5th Florida charge that failed. A lot of skirmishing on a line there. But if Union hit breaking, that means Confederates are close. Someone needs to be pre-capping from Union, because that'll force the Confederates to come out, and you could start dealing more casualties. On top of that, if they don't come out, you can be very close to capping the point, and then once they hit breaking, you can cap and win. So
If you get close enough.
Yeah. Just a miraculous overview of the Piper Farm. Beautiful Antietam map.
So as a Confederacy, you're slightly above on tickets.
Yeah.
Where's the 42nd? Are they getting ready to do some fun stuff?
They gotta be right here.
I was thinking the exact same thing. No.
I don't think 42nd's going to be too aggressive. Confederates just need to sit back, let the Union come to them. They're ahead on tickets. They just need to keep it that way.
Who's this being all aggressive on that side? Why? Why are they shifting force?
This isn't a bad idea, because Union can't get over here. It's out of bounds for them. As you can see, I responded in as Union, so it's out of bounds. That makes sense. However, the fact that you're so close to breaking is what concerns me of that.
Right. They're so far away from the point that even if a charge does happen and they do take the point, they're going to have that handful of people that have to run, 200, 300 yards across an open field to get there.
Exactly.
Tactically, it's a good idea, but strategically...
Oh, they should have pre-capped.
There they are.
They could have pre-capped more, but I don't know how much it would have mattered, because now Confederates are instantly on point. But yeah, these guys got to gun it this way. I'm intrigued. Are these guys going to start moving right now? They could sweep up behind the Confederates, but let's focus on point, the more important area. Union still now losing the point. Of course, once you start talking, it switches.
More reinforcements coming in from the west.
So Confederates are going to hold this, but we do have Union moving across that zone. That might...
Isn't that out of bounds?
It is, but they hopped up and over, and now they're coming this way through the open field.
I think they're too far away to matter.
So, Confederates taking their shots, Union getting wiped, no surprise, but here comes the rest of the Union team. That's so risky to do this.
This is going to make or break the match, I think.
Because Union split themselves in half, and Confederates can now defeat you in detail.
Yep. Oh, something hit.
Kill. That was a team kill, I think. Here we go. Confederates are going to win this.
Even if they lose, they still have to contend with the reinforcements that are just coming right up the road from the Confederate side. So.
Yeah, exactly, and I don't think they are going to lose. Union flags, they're trying to get away. One goes down, 2 more. I think they're going to get away. Oh, is that guy going to get a flag? He gets it. Will he get shot, though? I'll get away. So Union protects their flags. More Union reinforcements. I don't know if you want to call this a new attack or reinforcements, but they charged up and instantly fell back, realizing what happened.
Yep, they got to consolidate now and think of a new plan.
Hit him again, General. In the center, they will break. I mean, It's the only place you can really attack right now.
Exactly.
Oh.
Yeah, weakest in the Senate.
So this looks like a more historical Piper Farm map with the Confederates holding behind that stone wall there and the Union holding on this stone wall. But a lot of oh wow, these flags are just having a fun time here, respawning everyone.
You, Frankie.
What? We are rebuilding the U.S. Army.
We're breaking it right here.
Oh god!
Oh no! That killed like one guy.
Yeah, that's another thing that I didn't mention earlier about artillery is like all that blood for like one or two kills.
Oh.
That one
no.
was a little better.
They killed like 3 people that time.
That's huge. Triple the numbers. Yeah, no, they should have that spot dialed. They've had Union there all day. We'll see. Can we hear anything from these guys about when they're going to charge? Looks like they're just forming up for now. But I'm going to... Confederates taking the last stand. That's surprising. I guess, I mean, Union has more tickets for overall. But Union's been able to deal more tickets since the breaking stage to force the Confederates into their final stage first. This is just a repeat of last round. And now Union's charging in. Not? Are they all moving in? No.
If they attack piecemeal like this, I don't...
First, Maryland's moving into pre-cap in order to draw them out, and then Union will use the stone wall to shoot them down.
That's brilliant.
Maybe the Confederates might just, like, to stop the bloodshed, might let this happen. I don't know. This map is just over resources, so... Confederates are is this... Oh, that's interesting. Ah, what are we doing, boys? Peach Corps is here. They're really far out. We can see 42nd PA volleying, and now Union is going to fall back.
Back to these rocks. Back to these rocks.
Confederates still have not charged out. The Union on point here. 5th North Carolina shifting out on the far left. These Union guys just get on point. And there they go. Will the Confederates try to stop?
Don't know if they're recognizing what's going on.
No, they gotta.
They gotta. Yeah, it must be something else, like you said.
Something else that we don't know. There they go. Now they're charging.
Well,
A bit late. They're going to be outnumbered here. 5th North Carolina should now be coming. Yeah, they're now moving in on the left side. Yeah, that'll do it. Never mind. The point is being uncapped. I should stop talking. Really? They're for final push.
Final push.
So, Union has enough time to go from their spawn to point twice without bayonets and reloads. But that won't even matter.
They're getting rolled up right now.
They do have infinite respawns, though, unlike Last Stand, which doesn't have anything, and Union's just swallowing up the rest of the guys on point. We do have the last Confederate flag buried. The flag got yeeted.
Flag did like 3 or 4 flips.
Oh, 40, is it 42nd? It is the 42nd.
Yep, going down in a blaze of glory.
Yeah, they are. Good for them. But that'll really do it for this round. Numbers did balance themselves out in the grand scheme of things. But well done to the Union. So that being said, Elite Taco, your thoughts for the round?
It was a good round. Heck of a match. Like I've said before, I think I don't think I've ever been on the Union team and won this match before, but I think their strategy seemed sound at sometimes, and sometimes they were falling apart. I mean, like I said, heck of a game to watch.
Yeah, it's I found it very interesting where the Confederates had themselves at the beginning of the game. I wonder why, but Union's still winning the game in the end. But yeah, very interesting. Not a normal Piper Farm match, that is for sure. And with that all being said, We will see you guys in the post-game interview. Here we are with our post-game interview for the NA House Divided Campaign server number 2 event. It was a pretty good event. We had Eastwood Skirmish and Piper Farm with a CSA Campaign, who's playing as Union for both rounds. Won both of those rounds. Very good matches to watch. We have leaders from that event tonight, and we're going to be asking about strategy and more. And with that being said, let's introduce everyone. So, from the CSA Campaign that was playing on Union for both rounds, first we have C. Murphy.
Major C. Murphy, 5th North Carolina, Lieutenant General of Sussy Brigade.
Next we have Zapstar.
Captain Zapstar, 1st Maryland. Pleasure to be here.
Then we have McPhail.
McPhail, 5th Florida, Purdue University.
And then we have Killer.
Colonel Killer, ANV, representing all my pretty peaches out here.
And then we have Dixon.
ANV, Greg Stade. My boys call me Big Dixon. And let's get it.
Thank you. Now, let's move on to our USA campaign representatives. First, we have Wolf.
Hey, everybody. Second Lieutenant Wolf here from the 83rd PVI.
Thank you. And then we have Cloud.
Lieutenant Colonel Cloud from the Palmetto SS.
And then we have Hazard.
What's up, gentlemen? I'm Hazard. I run the 1st Tennessee Infantry within Hood's Division. Go Hoosiers.
Woo! Hoosiers.
Boiler
So, with that being said, let's move on to your announcer team tonight. You had myself as Guardian Eagle running the show, and then we also had Elite Taco.
Yep.
All right. So, let's move on to our first round here.
What more do you want from me?
Is there more? What's your regiment rank? Do you want to say that if you want?
I'm an officer cadet in the 2nd Maine, fairly new regiment. Look us up on the game, I guess.
You should have kept with the yeah.
Taco's a good man. He's a good man.
Yes, it's been good announcing of him. So let's go to our first round here. Eastwood Skirmish. The CSA campaign who was playing Union was attacking, and they won that map. So we'll start with the CSA campaign. What was your guys' strategy to attack the Eastwood Skirmish, and how did you react to the ever-changing battlefield?
Our strategy. I'm sorry, McPhail. We'll get to that. Our strategy was to push the right side with our whole team and take it out. We wanted to establish a foothold because that's kind of the main battle of that map, is to get ground on that fence and hold it. So we pushed the right in mass. We held it, and then we shifted to the center because they had nobody on the center, and we took it. We held it, and that was it.
Any other thoughts from CSA campaign?
I mean, that's about it. We overall, it's a hard map to lose. Is that side of the ticket differential is pretty much in our favor. Go ahead, Killer.
I'm going to repeat exactly the same thing as I said at EU today, because it's exactly the same fucking tactic.
Literally the exact same
Sorry
thing.
for the language.
Control C, Control V.
Just take the right side, because I mean, once the CSA loses the cone and they allow us to get in, it's kind of just done for them, because there's just no way for them to form up properly and actually repel us, because it's dreadful.
It was like facing Zerg chargers on the right, holding as the Terrans. My men with our Sharps rifles. That was my primary focus tonight, which is to keep our rifles going the entire time. And well, we did well. Maryland later ended up forming up in the center and then pushing forward over the top and holding just on the point as long as we could. When the enemy did advance, we fell back to friendly lines, and then we all pushed forward together, and we secured the position.
Did you have that written down?
No, I did not.
Wow.
That was good.
StarCraft 2 is a great game.
Right.
I will say, there were several points on that far right side when the enemy forces it seemed like they were innumerable. Like, from my perspective, we were taking so many casualties, but I watched so many more fall on the other side of that fence, and whenever they pushed forth, I'm like, this is it. This is when they finally break us, and it didn't happen.
Right, and the theme of the night for our team was capping early. If you didn't notice, we would just cap. We'd hold the ground, kind of bring both of our tickets down so that the other side couldn't turtle, and we didn't drag out any time, which can be riskier if they beat us back. But we managed to hold this time, so first map went well.
I distinctly remember shouting at any cost, "This position will hold."
Right.
Yeah, that's about right.
All right. So let's move on to the USA campaign. Who was defending the Eastwood skirmish? What was your guys' strategy going into the round, and how did you guys react to the ever-changing battlefield?
Who wants first word on this, Cloud Wolf? Do you guys want first word?
No, you can go ahead.
I mean, I can take it if you're deferring.
Oh, it's only if you want to.
Yeah, I'll go ahead. So the strategy moving into it was basically we came up in 3 different forks, I would say, far right, central, and far left. Noticed early on that the push was sending everything to our far left, which would have been Union far right on that map. We moved everything over there. Evidently, it wasn't enough, or we didn't get enough over there in time to stop, because they did exactly what they just said. They got there, they dug in and held to a point where, very, very similar to what Zapstar said, you just couldn't see where the hell they were because there was so much smoke. There was so much smoke there at that damn fence line that you just didn't know where they were standing, and you were dropping before you could even get through the smoke close enough to see where they actually were to shoot them. So yeah, it was a mess. And then a little ways into it, we decided to break off from continuing to throw men at that position, and I think that's when the CSA pivot happened and they moved to the central part of the map, and really it was just a shootout in a melee scrap from there.
Yeah, when they lost that left side, we pulled back to the woods, back from the corn, because sitting on that corn wall is just a silly, silly spot. The CSA cap had a long, long, difficult, and hard fight for cap back. Once we capped back, though, we were all in breaking, kind of had to sit there and just take it from the guy sitting on the fence. Not really anything that CSA can pull from that position. And so, even fights favor the attacker. And that's just what happened. Eventually, our tickets ran down first. And, yeah, what happened happened.
Yeah, it was pretty much just once they grabbed that foothold on the left side, we knew it was kind of a turning point right there. So we tried to fall back and form a defensive kind of ring, like around point right outside the corn, and that worked for a little bit. We grinded a few of those units that came through those corn. Think your first person perspective from that, well, you'll see a bunch of that go on because they were right there with the unit I was leading. But it eventually, just like Hazard was saying, there's such a ticket imbalance. You can only grind so much before they're eventually going to wear you down. And then them capping the point early didn't help, but it's a tough fight.
All right, appreciate it. Let's move on to the second round now. Piper Farm. Yeah.
I do kind of have a question.
Go ahead.
For that. So I know taking a bird's eye view of the battlefield kind of gives you an unfair advantage of seeing what's going on there, but both of you guys talked about taking that corn and holding that position, and right afterwards, we saw like the Union just come in piecemeal instead of just one solid condensed push. During that point, did you guys kind of recognize what was happening, or was it just kind of one of those scenarios where it just everybody get to that point and try to take it?
Yeah, it's when you have situations like that, we can't really see, and so it's kind of a gamble. You can throw everybody to that and get a solid wipe, or you can throw everybody to that and have 3 units on your rear and your sides and get wiped yourself. And in that situation, defending, it's usually just better to not roll that dice.
Very good.
All right.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask.
All right, cool. Appreciate it. Now moving on to our second round, Piper Farm here. CSA Campaign, who was Union attacking, also won that map. So we'll start with them again to the CSA Campaign. How did you want to attack the Piper Farm, and how did you guys react to the ever-changing battlefield?
Ooh-wee. I mean, Piper Farm, to be fair, like, the CSA, if they had a little bit more tickets, it would be a lot more easier for them to defend, because the Union, especially on the Union left side, basically has nothing in terms of, like, cover apart from that stone wall, but sitting on that stone wall, you don't really get any benefit from it unless the Union or the CSA is stood out in the open, so you kind of get forced to be aggressive on that map, which can always, bite the Union in the arse, but it somehow worked out. The capping, it got a bit close towards the end, and we actually ended up going behind for a little bit, but we somehow pulled it back. It was a lot of fun. Thanks.
Yeah, it was a nail biter. For my end, we were A and V was mainly.
Oh,
We're losing
no,
you.
Dixon.
yeah.
We've lost Dixon.
Oh man,
Enemy
Dixon.
intercepting his comms.
He doesn't even know it either.
No.
No. Dixon?
So he's still going.
I think
Oh,
someone
no,
just take over.
Murphy, you want to take that?
Okay, yeah. So what to Piper Farm?
Yeah.
5th and C was up on the left with A and V, and Maryland was there with us as well, at least in the beginning. And it was a good strategy. That's the map for turtling. CSA has such a deep ticket disadvantage on that map, and we know it. So we cap point early. We knew that they would try to play defensive. We set ourselves up for the counter charge. We want to hold it. That's kind of what we did. They had some good efforts, no doubt, but at the end of the day, we know we just played like we should as offense. We drained them until it came right down to the wire. Actually, it was pretty close towards the end.
Very close, very close. And to continue
So
off
well
what
fought.
Murphy. Oh, go ahead, Murphy. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
To continue off what Murphy was saying, Maryland did at one point break away from 5th NC. We did our best to utilize our experience as light infantry and skirmish out there in that orchard. And later, much later in the map, we moved forward in front of the main Allied line, and we did our best to pre-cap. And the first attempt, right, we had a good, decent pre-cap going. It was actually maybe not much of a pre-cap because we just kept the point neutral. But the plan was to get the enemy into breaking, and once they broke, to then take the point. The enemy did manage to push us off. They did well there, but in the process, they got themselves in the last stand, and that really gave us the opportunity to just dominate the battlefield.
Hey boys, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I had to go grab my tinfoil hat. So, anyways, what I was trying to say was that A and V basically we were just had a shootout the entire time with CSA, and it was overall just really good back and forth the whole time. Had me scared a good few times. Anyways,
Florida, we went right side early on, and we got wiped early on there on the right, but I think it was worth it. We got a good couple volleys into them before they got to us, and they charged us, which, they probably lost a little bit more than we did, charging us out like that. And then when we came back, we were basically in the middle of the corn the rest of the game, shooting it up the hill, charging in with everybody when they were going to the point. And then also we went out to the right a few times and caught the CSA. I don't know. Maybe it was just the only place they could be, but out there in that field in front of the Arty was really good shots for us from the fence down there. And we would just take shots into them, and they would pull back up to their Arty and get on the caissons.
Yep. And 5th and C went over to the right, I think, maybe mid-game with Florida. And in our ignorance as Confederates, we saw flags out in the open field and decided to go up and over.
That was
straight to our deaths. But we learned from it. We went back out right side on that road, like the pebble wall. They were standing out there, same spot, and we just volleyed them down into breaking. And then we flanked them from the right, which ended up ending in another wipe, I think. But we brought it back in the end.
At one point, not to call anyone out, Murphy, but you got charged on the left, and me being the the saving self that I am, decided to hop over and go help. And then as we're charging in, he's running away.
I remember that.
And then we ended up just chasing like half the CSA force all the way back to the wall. Oh,
I
it
knew
was so
you.
much fun.
I knew you would.
Oh, we didn't stop. We died. We went all in.
Oh yeah, we had to full send. It was definitely
Yeah.
worth it.
It was
Our
worth
boys
it.
got a good kick out of it.
And the true Maryland spirit, is that what you're about to say, Zapstar?
Oh, I distinctly remember that moment because, and in fact, McPhail called me out for it in the middle of the fucking round. I watched as we were trying to join A&V in the charge, but I watched the last man of A&V died, and we're still a good, like, fucking 10 feet away. No, probably 15 to 30 feet away. And I'm like, all right, Marilyn, we gotta go back. We gotta hold these fucking caissons. They're already gone. I'm so sorry, Killer. You lads, we didn't make it in time.
Murphy didn't even turn around. I told him, I was screaming at him in the Steam chat to turn
Listen.
around.
Here, to my
and
defense,
he kept running away.
Killer. I didn't ask for Killer's help, right?
Doug did.
I ran back. I ran back to the wall. I mean, he saw they were not that close in hot pursuit, but Killer
had a
kept running
whole
at
lot
him
of them.
anyway. They wouldn't have gotten us.
They had like 2 flags. It was about a good like 40, 50 of them, but we
Really,
just,
I was like, they can have the top of the hill. We're gonna reform here. Killer kind of just kept running past me for some reason. I wasn't quite sure why. I'm like, bro, we're going back. We're almost to the wall. Like, you don't need to run up the hill. But he kept going.
Murphy's voice in chat was getting pretty high and kind of panic sounding, and he was saying,
Oh,
"Help us,
it was
help us,
totally.
help us."
It totally was.
What I remember is I watched as the last man of A&V fell against the foe, and like I still see at least 30 of them, and I've got fucking 10 men of Maryland with me, and I'm like, listen, lads, we gotta go back.
It was definitely a rate of no return.
to my surprise, when the CSA turned around and actually started running away back to the wall, and we were like, oh, let's just keep chasing them. Let's pick off the scavengers. But yeah, that was fun.
It was a good round, lads.
It was.
Overall for both sides, I believe.
Yeah, it was a good fight.
Don't even think the CSA spoke yet. Sorry, we took all your time.
So, yeah. USA Campaign is playing CSA. How did you guys want to defend the Piper Farm? And how did you guys react to the ever-changing battlefield?
So this is our common tactic. We don't like that orchard. CSA plus that orchard is not fun. Union gets that nice little battery back up there on the roulette lane hill, and they just dunk and dunk and dunk shell into that orchard.
Yeah, actually, we got hit by one of them, a friendly one. Yeah, it hurt.
So we got over left. We waited for CSA to make whatever move. This campaign CSA Union in game to make whatever move they were gonna make. Whatever they were gonna do. And we wound up getting a lot of opportunities to play really, really aggressive on defense. You don't really get the opportunity to get a lot of solid wipes on smaller, independent, detached units when you're defending, and that's a great way to pull the ticket lead back. And it was bearing fruit. By the time we, after we had retaken Cap, we had a ticket lead there momentarily, and not even a small one. But in the ensuing chaos of that point fight, it flipped right back over to the CSA. It happens sometimes. 5 or 6 people die out of line mistakenly. They get a little confused, start running all over the place. A couple extra guys get killed in a disengaging from a unit. Killer gets a couple of scavengers in the orchard. That's all it takes to flip one of those close games. Yeah, I'm very happy with it. A very solid fight from both teams.
Yeah, the plan going into that, Hood was kind of grand stratting that for the campaign Union, and he just wanted to be aggressive on that map and try to pull as many tickets as he could off of that enemy token, which it seemed to work quite a bit. Like Hazard said, we avoided that orchard as much as possible. The only time I was over there is when I rotated over and wiped Killer when he came to the wall. Other than that, we played it as best we could. We had, we flipped the tickets in our advantage, and then, that melee there towards the end, it was all scrambled up, a lot of out-of-line skirmishing. They got that ticket lead back, and then, just kind of went from there.
So, The 83rd was we were at one point we were pretty much we were like basically rear guard, I guess you could say. We were paired up with the 7th Massachusetts, I want to say. I think it's the 7th Massachusetts, back on the stone wall near the barn. And basically what we were doing is as soon as the Union being played by the CSA would pull back to the stone wall, I was moving my artillery guys up to load those cannons if they weren't already loaded. For when the Union push came onto point. Ideally, I could get my guys to move up and just yank all those cannons off right as the Union was advancing. I don't think it ever really happened quite the way I wanted it to, but that was that was one of my artillery guys' strat. As far as my infantry goes, we were basically just paired up with the 7th Mass, like I said, and we were just anytime they made an advance into the orchard, we just took up alternating volleys at them. I don't know how effective it was, but I know that there was a couple pullbacks, so I guess it did enough. But I don't have a lot of insight on the match beyond that. It was a good fight.
Oh, cool. I appreciate it. Elite Taco, you have any question for the second round?
No, I think they answered all the stuff I had questions about.
All right, cool. Does anyone else have any questions or comments they want to make?
Yeah, Piper Farm sucks. That's it.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Really, Eastwood's kind of too.
Agreed.
At least
I
for
hate- I
defenders. I mean,
hate-
it's always a Union win.
I hate maps that just are so linear and like, oh gosh. Anyway, that's it.
That's one big bonus about the new Conquest game mode is that
Yeah.
both teams start out even. It's actually a fair fight, reasonably depending on the map, a fair fight for both sides at the beginning. Like you're not like railroaded into certain strategies, which is what
Exactly.
I really like about the new Conquest game mode.
Yeah, it gives some freedom.
First
Oh,
map, I think you guys did really good. You were making some big moves. So, even though you lost, you guys did pretty good.
Absolutely.
The only two good maps in the game, and that's Westwoods and Garland Stand.
Amen.
Cox
I like
That's
Hills.
right. You heard it. You heard it here first. We are going Conquest every week.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can get away with that.
No, I think with the Conquest, if you could like get teams to agree not to cap the middle point,
Honestly, I'd be
it'd be
content.
something kind of interesting.
No,
And
HD,
I like what Cloud's saying. I'd honestly be very content if everyone just agreed not to cap it all and just to fight it out as if it were just a regular.
I'm sorry, Eagle. We're totally going down a rabbit hole.
I don't really care. Keep going.
I mean, it's something I had brought up a couple times. Like, yeah, if you could either agree not to cap points to that, there's no ticket drain if you don't cap points, or if you do cap points, just go after each other's like home point per se.
And then
the one
fight
that's
over the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys, is there a way to turn it off? Turn
No.
off the points?
No, but HD, if Cloud, like even if you guys just wanted to battle Sussy Brigade on a Sunday and attempt that, we would do it anytime.
Yeah, that's something we can talk about sometime.
Hands down, mate.
You
Like,
guys
it'd be
might
a lot
want
of
to
fun.
give might want to give context to what exactly we do in Conquest, because the viewers don't probably know.
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah. Normal conquest mode. It's got your 3 points. It's like your typical domination style mode, and whichever team holds the majority, which would be 2, you're going to be draining the other team's ticket pool faster.
And the most important difference is that both teams start with equal tickets.
Yes.
Unlike every skirmish, both teams start out on even footing. So there's no imbalance in tickets like we've seen on I think both maps tonight.
I have a question though. Like, if you don't put flags up though, how do you incentivize people to move forward and be aggressive?
You just declare the point of contention. And listen, like you'd have to come up with a special rule where like whoever controls the point of contention for most of the round, or even you could make it at the end of the round if you wanted. Whoever controls that point wins regardless of casualties.
We could even have like a capture the flag game mode.
Yeah.
We have our flags raised on each side, no center cap, and you have to try and down the other
that's what
team.
I was getting at. It was like
That would be fun.
That would be fun.
Like you each have like a defense point, but you got to go after the other team's point as well.
Right.
And only a flag bearer can take down the enemy flag, and then they have to get their flag safely all the way back to their side or something.
That'd be fun.
Because that would be like true capture the flag rules.
Well, this isn't this. Yeah, this is a civil war, but.
Welcome to Battleline Network's debates. We're debating.
Yes, this is the part 2 debate for Conquest versus Skirmish.
Who's defending Skirmish? That's the real question.
Because they can get out right now.
I'll play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
I mean, Skirmish it's fun in its own right.
Let's sit there and pound my fist on the table. War right started as a skirmish game mode, and so it shall end.
Yeah, I think most of the people in this chat has played Skirmish for at least a year and a half. So, I mean,
Yeah.
it was good to see a new game mode.
Just wait till we get that campaign game mode.
Oh, yeah.
In 10 years?
Yeah, what they say about it, they're like, well, Skirmish kind of is what the campaign was going to be.
But we got Conquest, all right? It is what it is.
Conquest, we can make
And
up
Pickets
our own
Patrol.
game
Pickets
modes on.
Patrol is still a thing.
banger.
Pickets Patrol. That's
When-
really good,
when are we
guys. Check
getting
it out on
horses?
Wednesday. If anybody's watching this video that's not playing Pickets
Yeah,
Patrol,
horses.
play it on
were-
I think
Wednesday. we
the
play.
prevailing attitude with Picket Patrol amongst my lads is that Maryland won Picket Patrol back in the day when it was popular, and
Oh
then
my
since
goodness,
then,
I
it's just
remember.
over.
Listen, Maryland was all right, but the game was still
It
the
was all right.
community.
It was Maryland, and then half of Maryland, and
The
everyone else.
community was still developing, and we are at a peak right now. Maryland fought us in the developing stage. I don't think they could beat us now.
Oh man.
Ooh.
That sounds like a threat.
Picket Patrol challenge.
I'm only saying this to get Maryland to come back to Pickets
Dude,
Patrol.
that's so good.
Just so you
That's
know.
such a strat.
I am not
PP
against that.
gang, PP gang, PP gang.
Hey,
We need to get people away from GOA on Wednesdays. Zoo,
Yeah,
Right, yeah.
amen.
The heck
McPhail,
is GOA?
Ghost of Antietam.
Now listen, they might
It's-
watch this. Listen, Ghost of Antietam, your event is fine, but we just need you to play Pickets Patrol.
Yes.
Because
Yeah,
we need to
no,
Ghost of
just
Antietam is the essentially a line battle NA event. No Steam chat.
It's actually
gotta
kind of
send
fun. I got to give it
It
to
is
them.
interesting.
And for the guys in our, like, every regiment's got those guys who want to be a little bit more LARPy than we are in these weekend events, and it gives them a chance to kind of do that.
listen.
I
That's
laugh
okay.
all the time, McPhail.
I rest my case.
But, yeah, good fights all around. Fun event.
Fuck yeah,
It
lads.
was.
Always a pleasure to face off against a challenging opponent.
Plus, I think we had some of the highest casualties ever recorded in the game on
Yeah,
one of
that
those
was
Ghost of
pretty
Antietam's.
nutty.
It was like
Oh, yeah,
it was
we-
like 1600 or something.
How does that happen? Like, what map were y'all on?
I think it was Colquitz, if I remember right.
Good
If you pull
lord.
Zoo up here, he'd probably remember.
Talking about you, Zoo. How dare you not do Pick a Patrol?
Zoo, message me how many kills there were in that Ghost of Antietam game that went really high in kills.
So, does anyone else have any comments or questions before we call it off for the night?
Nope.
All right. With that being said, NA House Divided Campaign Discord's in the description if you want your regiment to join that. All the regiments that participated in this event will also be in the description, a link to their Discord. Join one of them. It's lots of fun. Join the Battleline Discord if you want to become a Frontline Reporter announcer like at Elite Taco. I really appreciated him coming on tonight. And also, I appreciated the Hoods Division and 5th NC for letting me capture one of their streams to get frontline views on the battlefield. It's very cool to see that. So, yeah, with that being said, please like, comment, share, subscribe for more. And we'll see you in the next episode. Cue the music.
Music.